Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team pick. Radiant team pick.
Send our war runner.
Radiant team pick.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're finally here after this long wait. We've got Team EHUG versus Team Dog. Give us a try. Are you coming in loud and clear, buddy?
Dire team pick.
Try again. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Me, before we hop into this game, how are you doing, pal? EHUG versus Dog. I was looking forward to casting EG with you at the helm, but unfortunately we came to that conclusion that, wait a second, you're stationed next to Fear, and that might not work out too well. Or, pardon me, yeah, next to the Universe. Oh, God. Oh. Start here. Oh, now I'm sweating with embarrassment, Fear. Jesus. It's okay. Keep me on my toes, man. I appreciate it. So, Team Dog versus EHUG. Any thoughts coming into this draft, buddy?
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Yes.
Reserve time.
As well, that EHUG have had their official roster change now. Ryu Borez, he hasn't been playing with them recently, but it's official. Justin is their new, I guess he's their solo mid player alongside Jiggle Billy. And actually, our StarLadder overlay hasn't been updated yet, so let me just go ahead and fix that. Are you familiar with Justin at all? Have you ever seen him in like matchmaking, played with him? Do you know anything about that player?
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Okay.
Reserve time.
Tagged up as kind of like a ninja name as 272, I think. So just food for thought if you've ever seen him walking around. Rumor has it that that's been Justin. So I don't know. I have high hopes for EHUG. I want them to do well, but they've been struggling throughout this entire event, and not just limited to StarLadder. If we take a look at the grid, Team Dog, they are 3-2 right now, so kind of on that cusp of making out of these 8 teams to move into the playoffs. And EHUG, well, it's not looking too good. They're 2-3, and I think with 3 losses, you're also right on the cusp. So this is actually sort of a big game. Both of these teams could use a win here.
Radiant team, Baron.
Yep, definitely. Sorry, I was just looking at. Are you hearing static on my end? Folks are saying. I see chat saying that there's static all over the place, but I've got no problem on my side.
Reserve time.
Coming from me? Normal? Give me 1 moment here. Let me mute and unmute. Normal to you? Strange. I wonder why I sound normal to you, but not on XSplit. That makes me a little bit nervous here. And of course, we're on a 2-minute delay, so we won't know. Oh, it looks like it's fixed. Great. So maybe I sat on the cable. Who knows what happened, but I guess we're in good shape now. So, what's your thought about Centaur overall right now? You mentioned Team Dog. They've been prioritizing him quite a bit. Anyway, is he a worthy first pick?
Radiant team pick. Dire team pick.
I am Shadow Shaman.
Radiant team pick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dire team.
And Fear, sorry to interrupt you, but make sure your mic is turned on in game so the folks on the Dota TV ticket can hear you. Yeah. I'll take the blame for that one. It's my job as the producer here. But interesting to see EHUG grab Shadow Shaman, because they're also on the Dire side, and a stat that I always like to go back to, and on this patch, Shadow Shaman has something like a 65% win rate on Dire, and like a sub 50, like 45, 46 on Radiant. And of course, because of the Roche advantage, so he's a much more powerful pick when he's on the Dire side of the map.
When abuse Roshan and ward trap Roche, and you could solo him, which is huge actually. Sham just Roche. No one notices he's off the map. Kind of game-winning stuff right there, but it's still really good, regardless on Dire.
Yeah.
But as good as it assets.
Sure. If I'm not mistaken, I think those numbers are in 6.8, and that was a change. Was that like one of those ninja patches after 6.8 came out, or was that bundled in with the last big patch? I'm having trouble remembering now.
5 seconds.
It got exactly.
Okay. Alright, well, EHUG will go ahead and grab the Doombringer with their 4th pick. Not a bad choice. They needed some sort of a tanky frontliner, and, well, Doom is pretty solid overall. They run their Doom. Doom's one of those heroes that's so flexible that every team seems to have their own kind of formula for how they like to use Doom. Some like to put him more in the jungle and do that kind of utility aura-based Doom, where he goes mech, Vlad's, maybe a Shiva's or AC. Other teams like him in the position 1 with kind of a Shadow Blade, but that's fallen off with the more recent changes to Shadow Blade, and some teams are even bold enough to put him in the mid lane.
It was a team that put it mid, right?
10 seconds.
So I've seen if somebody played Justin play.
5 seconds remaining.
Jiggle Billy went active.
Reserve time.
Yeah. Doom's pretty solid overall, and wow, Team Dog, they'll grab the Lich, a support that we haven't seen all that much in 6.8. He's really fallen off in popularity.
I've seen him rising just huge. I'm on break. Played against Doggy. They like their Liches. I think they're gonna like a duel lane. Centaur, Spectre, Bane.
10 seconds remaining.
Assume that's what they're gonna go for.
I think that works pretty well. Glitch is pretty good in general. Like, of course, the experience thing can help tip the scales a little bit. But one of the things about Lich that I've noticed is it seems like he's not a great play from behind support. When you need a big playmaker, I feel like his ult is just a little bit too weak right now. Like, any team that's remotely up about it can kind of just walk out of the danger zone.
His ult definitely isn't.
Right.
Main strength, you have to win your lane. You don't win your lane. The big capability. Have to do that, like, worthwhile.
Be the final choice for Team EHUG, and this is what I would usually call just kind of a casual StarLadder pick, where there's no real minus armor synergy for him to be worked with. In that context, I usually think of him as great in a minus armor lineup. Does he fit in here, or?
Prepare for battle.
It does fit in, yeah, but I do with your Shadow Fiend. Having right click, well, that right clicks too. The Bat Rider off. But it is good initiative.
Want to build this Doom now that the Shadow Blade build has kind of fallen off, and you're right about that mid Doom. It looks like it will be Justin taking helm in the solo mid on that front. It will be Cakes playing on the solo safe lane Bat Rider. Team Dog off to an aggressive start as they move into the jungle. They will go ahead and ward the full camp here, and they won't find anyone to engage on. It will be Pandago playing on the Shadow Shaman. I'm a Sheep will be on the Ancient Apparition, and they will be supporting Jigglebilly here with an aggressive tri-lane. I'll go for it.
Dog side, we have Wolf. Mid lane, we're gonna have MSS playing Puck. Vincere is gonna be on the Bog Dota, gonna ugly. Looks like they are doing that to actually dodge this. That can catch it by doing the 3 here top lane. I see a problem. There could be same time their lanes.
I think Cakes is going to have his work cut out for him. We haven't seen him play too much Bat Rider. He's been playing a lot of Clockwork, and trying to remember, maybe he did play a Bat Rider the other day, but I think he'll have his work cut out for him here. Smuggleg has still yet to really understand how much damage Centaur can put out. There are times where I see that double edge, and it's like, wow, he just took somebody from full health to nearly dead in a matter of seconds. His burst is just darn impressive.
And let's experiment tail on Centaur.
It's interesting.
I'll get it off. It's like,
I guess so. I never really thought about it, but it does make sense. He's pretty bursty already, so that could be interesting. Thanks for the insight. If I see you working towards a Veil on Centaur now, I won't be surprised. So.
Interesting to me that actually is Pandago started mid because they wanted to get one creep. What Shadow Shaman? Like kind of roaming while they have a dual lane bottom, solo top. I think he should have just stayed bottom and aggressive to try. Spectre gets.
He's 2-1 right now to get things rolling. Jigglebilly is only 3-0, so it is a pretty even duo lane down here. It looks like he will take heed to your advice. He'll actually burn a smoke already, and we'll see if he rotates down bottom or if he actually moves in towards the mid lane. Oh.
Ready.
And maybe we'll see an engage. I'm a Sheep taking a bit of damage, but now both sides just going to get softened up a little bit. No kill will come out quite yet. Here comes Pandago. Yeah, they should be able to set up a kill, I think. There's the Slitherine Crush, and Bane will get stuck inside the shackles. This will be your first blood coming out.
Yeah, they're going on top as well.
They'll dive this tower, or will they? Cakes gets off the Firefly, and that's enough to deter them. getting pressured pretty hard. At least he's getting experience, though. He's going to use a salve, and it won't get knocked off. And he's actually got quite a few less hits under his belt as well for a solo safe laner here. 4-0. Not too bad.
Actually doing an important thing. Doesn't get affected too much, but like, he gets... Can't go to the lane. He can just go to the jungle.
Here in the mid lane is Bat Rider, taking a little bit of harassment, and he's melee on melee lanes, man. I'm looking at the minimap, but I keep thinking fights are going to break out. Justin absorbed a pretty unfortunate creep from the mid lane. The Wild Wing Ripper is just helped quite a bit since Doom is low on armor, but the Tornado is about as useless as they come in the mid lane because it's 200 mana.
Not the Tornado will be good, but if you had the Stout shit...
Yeah. The Stout Shield, he's keeping up in last hits, only trailing by 2, even though Puck has racked up quite a few denies. So, like...
And make up some of the last hits.
Up once again on the Shadow Shaman, still only level 2, but does have that first point in Shackle they use to secure the first blood, and perhaps they can grab another kill down here in the bottom. He is going to wrap around from the side. Jiggle Billy going straight in. There's the Slitherine Crush on the Bane, and even without the roster here, they're doing a lot of damage to Misery. There's Fandango. That's an Ether Shock to finish him off, and now they're going to go on to Wolf Wolf. This is Pycat. Billy with the Slitherine Crush. He's got no mana for a dagger. And I think they'll be able to grab another kill here. There you go. EHUG off to the races. 3-0 at the 4-minute mark.
Because they got a Lich to... And for not doing so well on gold, Bottle Up does. Not do too much. Have a free lane.
Yep.
Very good.
Unprepared for Pandago, but to his credit, he's made great use of those first 2 smokes to set up those kills, and, well, now Jiggle Billy, he's in, not only is he in good shape, 17-3, but Spectre only has 6 last hits to his name. That is really unfortunate. Glancing at net worth, he's still in the triple digits, which is not where a Spectre wants to be this early on.
Where the problem is, we're finding... Get this Lich. Just falls off as a hero. Hero's ice armor up.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Ice Armor isn't bad, but it's not really a game changer either. It's kind of just annoying. And I mean, do you think Lich is in need of a buff right now, or do you think it's just sort of he fills a niche that just isn't really that useful in this particular meta?
No, because no Lich metagames are ever...
Well, that's fair enough. He's in big trouble. Pandago with the Shackles. There's the Doom ultimate, and that'll be an easy kill. Justin gets one on the board, and EHUG continue their reign of dominance here, 4-0. And up top, actually, Jiggle Billy pulled a rotation. They go on Smug, but he hoof stomps and will be able to scoot away.
They rotated Spectre to... Probably because they felt like they couldn't Puck spot him right now. The problem is right now, Spectre has nowhere to go. And then she up with Puck anywhere. Hard time leveled in the Lich right now.
Yeah, just now hitting level 5 and still has basically starting items. The 4-man shield, some regen, and a magic wand. Very little to the name of the Spectre. And it looks like they want to try and set up a kill on Smugglig here. We see Ancient Apparition rotating up, and, well, I thought Doom was going to make a rotation, but just bottling the double damage, and no point in level death, just going 4-4-0, still holding on to that.
Came top, though.
Yeah, there you go. 6, so of course Dream Coil is online. Jiggle Billy, he'll get caught inside the Dream Coil. Pointing Rift as well. There's the Stampede from Smug. And Jiggle Billy in a little bit of trouble. Smug does secure the kill, but he also falls to the tower. Slardar, kind of a wash, I guess.
Yeah, it was basically... They had 3 come top from... They bring Doom out of mid lane, we desperately need. It was a little better for...
Rotate again, Jigglebilly ports to the mid, and Pandago's on his way in, so they give him a little bit of time to farm, but really not too much. EHUG covering their bases here, and they've been looking pretty good. I'm still excited to see Jigglebilly on a real team. I remember him from way back in the Han days with 50 stream viewers, and it's just interesting to see him here. And he's actually been playing pretty well on EHUG. He has a reputation as being kind of a skilled player.
When I see him play, he plays.
Is that Charlie? Oh, okay. Well, yelling is appropriate then. It adds to the atmosphere.
Behind the scenes.
So, Justin here, level 8 on Doom. He is just doing so well across the board. He is #1 on net worth by a pretty large margin, about 4.1k. Puck, the leading farmer for the Radiant, and only at about 2.8. He does have phase boots up. It looks like he's going for drums. Jigglebilly in the mid lane. He'll take a Lich ult, and it'll take another bounce. That's a kill on Jigglebilly. That's so unfortunate. That must have been close to max range. Successful, and Fog gets a kill on the board.
You have a little luck on your side. That's the hard part.
That's true. Yeah. And Dago definitely in some trouble. Stampede used, and well, that's an easy kill on the Shadow Shaman. Ancient Apparition ult flies, does connect with the Centaur, but follow-up won't be there, at least not in time to secure a kill as Doom rotates forward. He does have his ultimate available, but Dog will not be in a position to give him an opening. So a nice little recovery from our Radiant side. Still about a 2,000 gold lead for EHUG, but at least experience is leveled out, and now that Spectre's found a baseline of farm, has brown boots up, level 7. It's something.
Oh, like they have good hero luck. Or well, the Centaur's progress to daggers. Starters by 500 gold. But once he gets that blink up, they're gonna look for.
Yep.
Batrider's looking. Find Puck, who's dagger, find some pickoffs, use Spectre, we'll get a quick kill, right? Hope her whatever items you.
Yeah.
So I'm likely with Vector. Usually I see him get like phase drum. Normal stuff, I do suppose.
Actually, I think. Yeah.
Cat's playing it. I have no idea then.
Recovery mode, I think drums would make a lot of sense here, just to give Spectre some sort of survivability. I think if she tries to go straight for Radiance, it'll just get punished a little bit too hard by EHUG. Especially given that they have a Batrider and a StarLadder. Still a little ways off Blink, but once those items come up, they'll be hunting around for Spectre. And yeah,
they use Centaur ult as well. To measure.
There's the illusory orb forward. Puck actually burns the Dream Coil, but pretty far off the mark. A bit of a misplay there for MSS.
Ult top gonna hit nothing. Looks like there's everyone's just missiles everywhere right now.
Yeah, and this feels like the time where Batrider seems to move into the jungle. Looks like he'll take heed to that as he clears out a triple stack here, and this is... clears out some of the last hits, so making Cakes' life even more difficult. But I thought he could have rotated maybe even a little bit earlier here, stacking these two camps. Looks like his team has helped him out a little bit. There's at least a double stack here at the hard camp, so...
Being deployed there?
That's a Fiend's Grip and plenty of follow-up damage. He's got the Scorched Earth on. It'll give him some regen, but not enough to survive a 1v3. And now Team Dog with a big response, and they're gaining momentum in this game pretty quickly.
There you go. Off in the wilderness on his own. Oh, he might get fogged here.
Uh-oh. Fogged by Fog. Rasta wards come down, and Fogged will get owned by Fog right there, as it may be.
I don't know if that's worth it, but he got him.
Yeah, if you go from Fog. Really? Rasta wards for just a lone Lich? But
all chat worthy.
Yeah, and that is something to take note of, though. 11.5 minutes in with a Rasta who's had wards, you really want to start putting pressure on towers. And, it's just going to get harder as this game goes on, and this is kind of your window where you can at least knock down those tier 1s and use that ultimate a bit more aggressively. Though, now that the blink is up on Batrider, maybe that's the sign that EHUG has been waiting for to really turn up the heat. Jigglebilly up top, he's in some trouble as Puck initiates, gets off a nice Slithering Crush. Waits for the Dream Coil to expire. It's trying to slither away. Does have Sprint on. There's the Stampede from Centaur. Looking for the deny, and he'll find it.
Jeez. That was Pycat's Jiggle Belly, but like, your best defense when you're playing Spectre is pretty much an offense. So if you build up like Phase drums right now, he can be really active on the map and look for some kills. He might get bogged again. Here's Bat. Last swing in.
AA Ultimate will fly in to add insult to injury, but Batrider walks away with another kill on the board. So EHUG kind of back-to-back wins right there. They lost their StarLadder, but he denied himself to the neutrals, and poor Fogged gets picked on once again.
Easy lay. I mean, easy game. Once they get their blinks up, he's just food. Like, StarLadder's gonna eat him. That's the one good thing about Lich here against StarLadder, though, is like, his Frost Armor is very good against Amplify damage. They don't have much physical damage in general on EHUG, so they can still use all their spells, so they're gonna need some BKBs.
Yeah.
B heroes right now, so yeah, their lineup's pretty good against dogs, I wanna say.
Who would grab BKB here? Centaur usually wants to grab something more like a Blink Pipe and then tank up from there, maybe a Blade Mail. Spectre, generally not a BKB hero. Bane, not too bad with a BKB, but it's more a question of can you farm it up? Yeah, that's and Puck, usually not a BKB carrier as well, so you're exactly right.
Team around.
And a grip on top of him, maybe a little bit of overkill. Hex comes out from Pandago. They do grab the kill on the StarLadder. Fog throws the Chain Frost. Cake tops forward, and will actually take a lot of return damage as well. Doom Ultimate comes on MSS. They'll secure the kill on the Fairy Dragon. Now Fog actually takes an Ether Shock. He's in some trouble. The Centaur commits suicide, and Fog will fall as well. So it is a 2 for 3. How did the Centaur commit suicide?
I know there's some weird bugs in Dota when you do like self-inflicting spells. If you have like a certain debuff on you, you can kill yourself.
That's,
I have no idea.
Double Edge explicitly says Centaur cannot die from Double Edge. It is a non-lethal damage to himself. So that's one of those I kind of wish we had a replay button and I could just run it back and take a gander, because I'm...
I don't know if you have Soul Catcher on you. The weird mechanic, but there's no Shadow Demon.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Huh. Well, I'm glad we're both stumped at least here. That's interesting mechanics.
I don't know if Centaur had it that fight, but he picked up his Blink.
Yeah, I think that was a follow-up pickup.
A fresh Blink, interesting. See why he doesn't get 1 point.
Value point.
It really is. Like, get that at like level 4. Spectre bot.
Hex, there's the last one for Firefly. I'm not sure they have the damage here, though. Bane comes in with a Brain Staff, and Pandago really forced to break the Shackle early, and it still won't be enough to keep him alive. Lich comes in for the last hit. AA Ultimate flies, but they still finish off the Spectre. Dream Coil comes out as well. Bane does get picked off in the fray, and MSS, he's not going to be alive for too much longer.
1 second.
As Centaur Ultimate comes out as well. And they may dive it. They want smuggling. We see pings coming out. They know he's there. It's a question of can they find him. Jiggle Billy, he doesn't have the blink, and I don't think he'll be able to catch up to him here. He does have sprint, but won't use it. They'll just try and finish off this tower.
Proud of that. That'll be pretty... What's going to be really important for them, and... AA Aghanim Scepter. It's a Midas, which is actually one of the best items on AA, especially if you're just...
Yeah.
If you do manage to get a Midas up and then Ags directly after, I mean, his ult is just stupid with Ags. You can just win game by a couple well-placed AA ults.
That's how much damage it does. So if he clips like a support with it, like the Lich, for example, that's half of his health easy if it's an Ags and level 2 Ice Blast.
Actually, by level 2 Ice Blast, AA ults right now.
It's disgusting.
But it needs to get nerfed, I think, but whatever.
Double damage up on Pycat. Looks like he is working towards drums on this Spectre, and he does have, well, just the bracer up for now. Could just be a casual bracer. We'll see exactly where he wants to transition into, but Spectre is still very underfarmed. It looks like he is number 7 on the net worth chart. Doom is more than doubling his farm right now, still topping the charts by a pretty big margin. But take a glance at the gold graph, just about 7,500 in the favor of EHUG, and 3,000 experience going their way as well. They didn't finish off that tower down bottom like we were talking about. since the Shadow Shaman got picked off. But he does have his ultimate available, and it looks like EHUG could be looking for another fight. They've got Doom ultimate available as well, so this is their time to fight. Doom with a plate mail, probably a Shiva's coming out, but doing more of that aura-based build, and it's a build that I'm a fan of, personally.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I think it's, they're going in right now, though, looks like.
And Bane actually taking some damage as well. How do they want to initiate this? A nice grid coil coming out from Puck. KIS will go ahead and grab woof, but whoa, a huge chain frost bouncing around, doing a ton of damage to the Dire. They're going to spread out, but it'll be too little, too late.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
That Rider got lucky.
Radiant's middle
Yeah,
tower
Doom,
is under
invisibility rune on, may try and turn around, but there's a sentry ward down. That will be the end of Justin. See you later. And KIS, he gets blinked upon by MSF. One more auto attack would be enough, but he won't find it. Meanwhile,
Lions over here.
he's going hard. He doesn't have a blink dagger, so he has no easy escape here. He'll try and slither his way to some sort of a safe spot, but TP, no blink for the Centaur. Probably could have killed him there, but Smug doesn't chance it.
Vision able to get out. TB's the bottom. What's interesting is, well, it looks like he's BKB rushing. He's not even going to go for a blink. He's just going to pop BKB and just run in there, which is fine, I do suppose. It'll make sure that Puck can't kill him. He can still be gripped, but got him a little earlier. That way they can just get in there right after back goes. Counter initiation to get something off.
Exactly. BKB isn't bad, I just think Blink is a little bit better. They need some kind of initiator, and now that Centaur has Blink, they need a counter initiator. Even if Back gets the jump on someone, if it's not Centaur, he can hop in and hoof stomp. Then if you have StarLadder to kind of one-up that with his Blink, makes things a little bit easier. But between the amplified damage and the Rost awards, if they feel the need to use them, they're actually still on cooldown here. That'll make for an easy roach, and Shackle comes out. Team Dog have wards down, but they're just not in a position to contest this.
Cash up on. They win late game, I believe, if they hold it together with Spectre's hold. Spectre's holds in 10 seconds if they
Dire's bottom tower is under
might
attack.
get a tier 1 bottom out of it. Actually, I don't think they're going to get anything. They might just get picked off here if they TB in.
So on to Misery, the ancient apparition ult will actually be off the mark, but Misery is in the middle of no man's land. That will make for an easy kill. So you're exactly right. They get nothing out of it, and they trade their Bane as well as Roche here at the 19-minute mark, and EHUG will further their grip around the neck of Team Dog, at least for now.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
EHUG is, they need to start finding a way to close this game, because the longer it goes on, Spectre is going to be a problem if Shadian subs, Centaur as well. Like, they have really good heroes to pick you off, where EHUG's lineup is
Dire's top
on winning
tower
the
is
game
under
around the
attack.
30-minute mark.
Dire's structures are fortified.
You're going to need Doom to get an Alpha Wolf, they're going to need AC. I'd like to see a Deso as well, maybe on StarLadder. That way they can actually break base.
Radiant's bottom tower
So they will
is
need to do
under
some sort of
attack.
crippling damage here in the mid-game. Probably that 30-35 minute mark is right when Spectre is really going to start getting scary and hard to deal with. It does appear that Pycat is trying to pull for a Radiance. He's got 1,600 gold saved up, just a casual bracer for now, and just keeping his options open. If he can get away with getting the relic straight up, I think he'll go for it. But if EHUG gank him once or maybe twice more before then, he may change his tone a little bit. They will trade tier 1 for tier 1. As the bottom falls for the Radiant, and the top falls for the Dire. That is actually the first tower kill Dog been able to pick up. But we'll take the total tower count now, 3-1, in the favor of EHUG. And much to your disappointment, it won't be an AC, but a Shiva's coming out on the Doom.
I saw him play it before. Might go Blink, not sure, but he goes AC. Unless Jiggle Billy's going. Who now has this BKB? That could be another reason. Looks like they're setting something up on top lane on Jiggle Billy.
Not out quite yet, but he does have the Aegis of the Immortal. Chain Frost flies and will come back. That procs the Aegis. And maybe they can set something else up here. He'll be coming back to life. Misery is actually invisible right now. Rune just about to expire. Like a Team Dog are just in full retreat mode. They actually use a defensive Stampede, and it will be enough to make a safe getaway.
Putting forward, I don't think the Chain Frost would have bounced back to him. May have actually got a kill out of that, but and bounce in what direction.
Dire's middle tower is under
He's done
attack.
pretty well with his Chain Frost this game. That set up the kill right there, and then that last team fight we saw, the Chain Frost did a pretty crippling amount of damage. So not the easiest ability to use, and Fog has been pretty much on point. There's that BKB on Jigobilly you were mentioning. He's also level 11, so amplified damage is that much more potent, minus 15 armor a pop. Pretty good for EHUG. Fog is pretty close to grabbing the mech, and still about 500-600 gold off the recipe or so. No mech out for the Dire side. What's your take on that item? I still contend it's a little bit underrated because we still see games where people don't grab mech. Are there a lot of instances where mech is not a good choice?
It's good if you plan on like taking objective. Like if you make a 20-30 minute mech, I feel like it's useless. And also if you make it early mech around like 10 minutes and you just plan on split pushing the whole, I also feel like kind of worthless.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah.
You need to kind of get towers early. Get a really early mech like 10, 15, go and take like almost the right here.
Is definitely a situation where mech is not particularly useful, but I don't know. I mean, this has been a pretty action-packed game. Would you think that EHUG would be well advised to grab a mech here, or not needed?
No, but I think they should have had one earlier and got the tier 1 down, because I don't think they did anything with their early Rost awards, like getting solo kills, and if they had a mech and Rost awards, they could have taken every single tower.
Tier 2 in the mid, but they've still got quite a few more to go. There is a Blink Dagger up on the Shadow Shaman, and it appears he's now working towards an Ag Scepter with that point booster in the inventory.
Farm on EHUG right now, their game to lose. Single core item they want. All they have to do now is to get a couple more levels, finish items, Doom. He picked up the Hyper, so once he gets his AC up, and next, if they contest next Roche, I don't think they should lose a fight at Roche, so they should wait for next Roche. That, and then try to end the game.
That assessment. They don't want to give Pycat any more room than they already have, and he's pretty darn close to that relic. About 3,100 gold in the savings account. Too much
they
longer.
Just go, like, they have their supports, usually when you get Radiance, their supports just die, right? They're food, but look at the items the supports have. Like, they're all building really tanky right now, they're all really farmed, so that Radiance isn't gonna have a huge impact.
A smoke used by EHUG, and they rotate through their own Dire jungle. Cakes looking pretty farmed right now, has himself the Blink Dagger, Force Staff, and I believe he has Boots of Travel sitting on the Courier, but this fight going to break out at any moment here. Cakes blinks forward, there's the lasso onto Wolf. Opens forward, it's two-man, Portal comes about, back already caught by the Radiant side. Spectre will be the first to die in this fight. Buys back, haunts in instantly, back in the fight, but they've already lost their Bane. Doom ultimate comes out onto Fog. Oh, this poor Lich, he just can't catch a break. Yeah, that's a dieback for the Spectre, and now MSS not out of the clear quite yet. Will phase shift and hop to the orb. Looks for the deny on Puck, won't find it, and a double kill comes out for the Doom. What a disaster for Team Dog.
Terrible. Like, that's a nice strategy to like let your Spectre die and then revive and get back into the fight. It's usually much better when you're kind of ahead, but if you're really far behind, it's fine as well. But dying again when you're having this bad of an early game it's disastrous. Actually, he's at 1,800 gold now. He almost had his relic.
Now all of a sudden, I mean, Spectre is in really big trouble. His net worth is on par with that of Lich.
To give up Radiance now, I think. Just have to go like drums right now. Go for a Manta, Defusal, start building one of those items because that relic is not going to work.
Recovery mode Spectre. I think it was probably the right idea to try and buy back and get back in the fight there. Like, I see where he was coming from, but just the fact that he's so underfarmed and that he has basically no items. He was pulling for the relic that whole time. He has Phase Boots, Poor Man Shield, Bracer, and Magic Wand. I'm not surprised that he died again. He is so squishy and easy to kill.
Full times, and once the amp goes down on Spectre, like all of her plus Wolf plus damage just blew up actually. Straight up blew up.
Yep. Yeah. And Doom did go ahead and grab that Alpha Wolf like you mentioned, so he's hitting hard, his team's hitting a bit harder, and he's not too far off that Assault Cross now. Hyperstone already grabbed and about 2,400 gold, so they'll be able to bide their time until next Roche, still on that initial timer, and we'll see if it's a fast respawn, but now even more so, I think this is EHUG's game to lose. About a 14,000 gold lead, 7,500 experience. Pandago a little bit closer to that Ag Scepter, and there's the BOTs on the Bat Rider as well. Ancient Apparition, wow, very close to the Ag Scepter, 1 creep kill away, and that is probably the scariest of all with these item pickups.
I'm curious to see, it's just 3 point. Dagger now? Does he damage his Yesto or something? Plan here. Heart might not be too bad because, like, if Shadow Shaman does manage Slaughter in the front, they siege base banking and yeah, he does go for the.
Makes sense. They have Doom, who is a pretty tanky frontliner, but he's kind of their aura big damage dealer right now, and they just need Slardar to get in the front lines and take some damage. I still think a Blink would be really good. It's just core on Slardar, not even just to initiate, but just to give you that utility and move around in team fights. He's just an all-around good hero with Blink. I'm a little surprised to see Jigglebilly completely foregoing it.
Gonna be that great, mainly because Spectres, like, in team fight, can't use it out of
Very
position.
True.
Like half a second.
Okay,
Especially
that's a good point.
They want a siege base too.
Points, my friend. And we've got the Assault Cuirass now up on Doom. And Centaur, he'll go ahead and grab the Pipe of Insight. So pretty core on the Centaur War Runner, and not too bad here, but EHUG had this kind of weird mix of physical and magic damage. I don't really think Pipe is, well, I guess there are some cases where Pipe's a bad choice, and against an Ancient Apparition will definitely come in handy, but itself to turn the tides in the next team fight. I don't think that's going to be enough to keep this Spectre alive through the amp damage and the right-click DPS that's going to come out.
Dude, I'm surprised he's going for that 3 point. The team fight, right? That Radiant, take it to the old. Because, like, they got too greedy, I feel. Like, they didn't expect team. The aggressive try, why they didn't consider it at all. But they're like, alright, they're gonna say Spectre's gonna get. Aggressive tri lane, completely turned. Now Spectre has nowhere.
In this Radiance now because it's one of those items that, I mean, it's good on Spectre at pretty much any point in the game. It'll interrupt blinks and it helps those illusions do more damage and kind of pick on the supports. But like you mentioned, the supports are tanking up with their item choices, and Radiance does a set amount of damage. It's more powerful the earlier you can grab it. If you can get it by like the 12-minute mark, that's when. Or 12 minutes, that's really fast. Like 50, yeah, I don't know why. I don't know where 12 minutes came from. But if you can get it early on, like 15, 16 minutes, like a super fast Radiance rush, you can just melt supports. But at the 30-minute mark, the damage is just lackluster. It's the interrupting or preventing blinks is almost more useful than the damage that it puts out.
Well, if they're going on bottom, I'll wait on my thought to see if he.
He does have the relic, he's picked it up already, but there you go, there's the lasso win. They'll scoot him back, Shivas, and Wolf is in big trouble. He does have Font available, they'll go ahead and throw the Doom ultimate, Pipe comes out as well, now team support coming in. And this is looking like a failed gank for EHUG. Note this turn on the MXF, he gets turned into a chicken, see you later, Puck. So they keep their Spectre alive, but it still costs them their Puck. Doom ultimate, he will survive with about 95 hit points or so to spare, and now EHUG are on the aggressive.
Good, they have wards up, they'll drop it here, Gower, and...
Yep.
Yeah, it's up now, so they can go for that whenever they want. Get the heart up on Jigglebilly, Gamagus, just how far away from the bags and the Shadow Shaman.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Up a lot too, they don't need it, but it's like double the damage.
Yeah.
Nice to have.
Yeah, well, he already has the 2 tanky items, but we'll let him tank up a bit. So, what were you saying about the Radiance before that little skirmish?
Oh, what they're probably looking to do with it more than anything. Not look for kills, it's not too much damage, but he can farm a lot faster with the Radiance. 3 camps at once. He farms so much faster with the Radiance. It's your late game, so he's thinking, I'm so far behind, probably just gonna go ahead and just farm for 56, I'll be caught up in items. lost by then.
And it's another good point that it is a farming tool for Spectre, kind of above all else, but sort of like getting a Battle Fury at 30 minutes almost. It's just not really as useful as it would have been if he grabbed it earlier on. But he's committed. He has the Relic, now just about enough gold. I think after this creep wave, yeah, if he gets this siege creep, he'll be able to pick up the recipe, but Pycat, you're in some trouble. There's the blink forward from KIS, lasso into the Firefly, AA ultimate to boot, and they'll have plenty of damage to finish him off. Recipe before he went down, that's one piece of good news for Spectre, but a 32-minute Radiant, more than lackluster. Misery. Oh, wow, they interrupted. Shackle, and yeah, there'll be plenty of follow-up damage here. Flame Break to move out of the trees, and easy 2-0 for EHUG there.
Really well. Like, he just did, he just sensed that there might be someone hiding in the trees. There's 3 Divas over there. They scouted Bane as he's team out, so they're... We had another...
Nicely done. So Team Dog, they've got a Radiance on their Spectre, 20,000 gold deficit, 14,000 experience deficit. They've got one outer tower remaining. It is this tier 2 that probably won't be standing for too much longer here in the top lane. The question on everybody's mind is, will this Radiance be enough to start turning the tides here?
It'll have to be like a really, really good Puck Centaur combo along with Lich for them to turn the tides. Just like Coil into is really actually, and if Centaur gets in there, is holding damage, be really good. They have good heroes to deal with them if they want to group up and break the base. It's gonna be fine on it. Yeah, Aegis still up on the StarLadder, who, oh by the way, has also picked up his Hearted Tarask, 2,800 hit points on that Slytherin guy. So things will be difficult for Dog. They'll probably try and make one last stand at their base, but at this point, looking at the net worth chart, there's just a lot of red floating towards the top. The only one in the middle of the pack with the... Yep. Oh. Okay. There's 2 of them there, too. And...
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So, Bat Rider, looks like he will grab a Lincoln's, though, which is... No, not bad.
Casual, yeah.
Only a 50-second cooldown. Not the end of the world, but still comical.
Lincoln for him.
Now has a Scythe of Ice complete, so that Lincoln's may actually come in handy quite a bit here. I mean, the
BKB, but that's just BKB is actually take dispersion. BKB, but put one on.
Doom will bottle up a double damage rune, a rune that at this point I like to call the rune of many wins, where Doom is just going to be hitting so hard. He has 35 armor right now with 2,000 hit points. He is just a beast. He does a lot of damage. He can take a lot of damage. Rasta now with the Ag Scepter. I think Dog will have their work cut out for him making this hold. They just need that perfect wombo combo to try and make things happen. Spectre will be farming away. Does have Haunt available, and actually will be level 16 in just a moment here, but already Rasta wards come down. Tier 3 taking heavy damage. Glyph is available for Team Dog. They'll burn it as they move into the naked racks. So,
really in the front line to the start. They can't go on. He has Aegis, and then the Ags Ross. They're just going to take this something contested, like I was saying.
Radiant's middle barracks have fallen.
Can't do anything. Yeah, especially with an Aegis.
Radiant's middle barracks have fallen.
And he's sitting back,
just walking around. He takes it in feeble, but yeah, not gonna be too scary.
Back, dude. They're just gonna do that again when the wards are up.
Yep.
And take every single round. They have to somehow find a defense here. Else they're just, you saw how fast that died. They have 5 minutes. Do that again right after Ross.
EHUG, they'll be happy to trade a lane of racks for giving Spectre a little bit of recovery farm space at this point. I mean,
it's a rough position.
So, looking at current gold, everybody is just loaded right now. There we go. Doom with 3,200, StarLadder with like 31 as well. They can buy pretty much whatever they want at this point. We haven't even seen any big Ancient Apparition Ag Scepter ultimates, but wow, he actually went mech after the Ag Scepter. That's a rather interesting item to pick up at this point.
Just go in, they go on him. He'll...
Not bad, just, yep. There's a 4-man smoke from Team Dog. They'll move out of the base. They want to try and catch Team Dog, or pardon me, Team EHUG off guard. Looks like the strategy may be successful. They'll get a kill on Shadow Shaman and Ancient Apparition to start this off. Cake's in trouble as well, and there you go. Team Dog with the surprise strategy. When you're this far behind, you don't expect them to be the aggressors, and EHUG will get caught with their pants down. 3 in the well for 45 seconds.
They back out together, they have to do it together. Like, one of them TP'd out early, and the others ran kind of together. You take a tower, you have to...
Completely not expecting that to happen. That was a nice, smart play from Team Dog.
Like, if they let them get into their base, they drop the wards, they're gonna lose the fight, especially the glyph down. So they have to fight them outside of their base. They have no chance.
There's that Desolator on StarLadder that you were talking about earlier on. So Jigobilly will continue to forego the blink here at the 37-minute mark and turning into a bit more of a hard hitter. So he could be in some trouble. Yeah, 4-step forward on the MSS.
Near, though.
No Fiend's Grip available. Turned around on, and now Jigobilly, he pops his BKB. Smuggle Egg will use the Stampede to try and make the getaway. Takes the Doom ultimate. And Illusory Orb comes in. Puck won't hop to it. And there you go. Cakes blinks forward. See you later, Smug. He'll get caught inside the lasso. Pulled back to the rest of the posse, and they will cut him down. And EHUG will take a 2-0.
No Shaman no off the ward, but they'll do what can. Well, they have Deso and AC up, so if they just hit on it right now.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
She's smoked up, headed towards the bottom lane. He's on his own mission right now. He's living in his own world, and it's alright. Like you said, they don't really need him. With Deso, these buildings will just fall so quickly. Tier 3 goes down. Rax getting dropped as well. Puck comes in with the orb, won't hop to it. And now Team Dog, they're up against the wall. 2 lanes of Rax down. They're in big trouble. Rasta still pushing the bottom lane. Still smoked up, actually. Here, as Spectre starts to move and try and contest. But yeah, EHUG will just rotate as a team down bottom.
Yeah, no glyph up, so they're just gonna drop. They have to fight like right now. Yeah, gonna get in there with some. Alright, that could happen too.
No Rasta wards here. Centaur will buy back as well, and now this fight will break out. Misery gets caught by the Bat Rider. Both get destroyed. Smug, the next target of choice. A decent Dream Coil comes out, but it's just too little, too late. Spectre gets picked off as well. He'll buy back, but it's just a massacre. Even without the Rasta wards, they'll be able to do a lot of damage to these structures. Radiance, not enough damage at this point.
This is actually doing anything.
And there you go, GG.
They can't do anything this far. Just sitting there hitting it with like full armor on their axes.
Yeah, StarLadder and Doom, they're just so tanky. They have a lot of hit points, a lot of armor, and Dog just, I think you hit the nail on the head. Too far behind. One thing that